Coming up on this edition of SUTV News, the campaign season begins for the Student Body Presidential race.
Faculty develops a new way to learn biology.
And in sports, NDSU sends 4 wrestlers to the national championships.
This is SUTV News, and it starts now.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Mariah Stevens.
And I'm Nicole Johnson.
As worry of another flood continues to build, the City of Fargo has announced Sandbag Central will open April 3rd. The city plans to build its flood protection to 42.5 feet, which is close to 2 feet higher than the record crest set in 2009.
To do so, over 1 million sandbags, including 500,000 new bags, will need to be stored away. The latest forecast from the National Weather Service gives the Red River a 50% chance of exceeding 38.1 feet and 10% chance of exceeding 40.9 feet. In 2009, more than 2.5 million bags were made. They expect the construction of the levees to take 5 to 7 days. A $1.8 billion flood channel around Fargo-Moorhead has been proposed to protect against future flooding. 4 years ago, the NDSU students missed 2 weeks of classes to aid in the sandbag effort.
There's been a lot of talk recently about University Chancellor Amit Shirvani, but there is a lot more to the story than just him. SUTV's Nicole Johnson has the latest.
Hamid Shirvani is Chancellor of the State Board of Higher Education and has been in charge of North Dakota's university system since July 1st, 2012. This system includes 6 4-year universities and 5 2-year colleges.
I've been very impressed with him. He's got an impeccable academic background. He's got a deep experience at numerous systems.
He manages more than 1,200 people and budgets up to $130 million. But some people feel they cannot trust him with these tasks.
Here is he didn't really do a lot of good, or a very good job of building consensus among all the stakeholders, which takes some time, and I know he wanted to move quickly.
After a revote, the North Dakota Senate okayed a bill that would provide to the board the funds necessary to buy out Shirvani's contract.
While we haven't taken in the House, we haven't taken a position on the buyout at this point. I'm not sure if I support it either way. I don't think paying some guy $850,000 to work for 6 months is a good idea in any case.
But looking at the big picture, there has been talk of reconstructing the entire university system in North Dakota, which could remove the board and Shirvani.
You've got to remember, you could eliminate the State Board of Higher Education, but your school may not be accredited because you're not meeting some basic governments.
Regardless of any changes that are made, both sides agree the best interest of higher education must be the main priority.
This is an effort by all of us we want to do what's best for higher education. We want to have a good education system.
Without a doubt, there needs to be more teamwork between the State Board of Higher Education and the legislature.
Nicole Johnson reporting, SUTV News.
If the North Dakota Senate and Governor approve the restructuring, it will be voted on in the 2014 general election and will take effect on July 1st, 2015.
Bad news for tri-college students looking for some extra cash. Prax Institute in Fargo is unexpectedly shutting down. They conduct research for drug, dermatology, and cosmetics through inpatient and outpatient studies, where participants earn cash based on the amount of time the study takes. The company encountered significant financial problems and is shutting down after investigation by the Food and Drug Administration.
Election season at North Dakota State University is back, but there's something different about NDSU's student body presidential candidates. This year, the only candidates running for the spot of president and vice president are Robbie Loff and Eric Diedrich. Although they run unopposed, Robbie and Eric still find that campaigning is important. They want students to know who they are and get their message out.
We're on the way. Is that what my strengths are his weaknesses, what his strengths are, my weaknesses. We work great together. We've collaborated on projects before, and literally we couldn't be happier to take a year together where we're just going to work to our passions and benefiting NDSU.
Bobby and I bring a dynamic leadership that really models a fun environment. We like to have a lot of fun. We bring a lot of energy, and I think sometimes that can be lacking in the top-down leadership that student government can be.
Voting will take place Tuesday, April 9th and Wednesday, April 10th. All voting this year will be done online on the NDSU website.
The second half of the semester is here, and there is a possibility of students not getting the grade they hoped. Luckily, there are many ways to help improve performance in the classroom. NDSU provides options in the ACE Tutoring Center in the basement of the West Dining Center. Here, students can receive tutoring as well as become tutors themselves. Other ways students can improve in classes includes meetings, professors, study groups, and reviewing notes daily. There are endless ways for students to study and prepare for their classes.
Alternating the different study tasks that you have. So alternating the subject or the materials that you're studying, and then the types of tasks that you're doing. So going back and forth between reading and writing and in your different courses. So
to get more information on how to improve your grades, students can visit the NDSU Counseling Center in Ceres Hall.
Coming up, find out how students received an extended spring break after this week's 7-day forecast.
Watch SU TV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SU TV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Stop and Go.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter, keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
SU TV News is brought to you by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
Welcome back. For the second time this semester, NDSU closed.
Another blizzard ripped through the region, closing interstates and making driving extremely dangerous and difficult. Wednesday marked the first day of spring, but the cold temperatures remain. Much of this week, night temperatures have dipped below 10 degrees. The cancellations seem to be taking a toll on NDSU students, leaving mixed reactions throughout campus.
When school is safe to be canceled, it's good, just to prevent any travel injuries or anything like that. When it's canceled 2 Mondays in the spring, when we already have a short Monday schedule, I think it is disruptive to those Monday-only classes as well as those Monday, Wednesday classes.
I personally enjoyed the snow days. I got a lot of homework done on them, and my test got pushed back to next week. So.
NDSU policy states that snow combined with severe wind chills and blizzard conditions are factors in canceling classes. Students and faculty are notified via email and the NDSU website.
Many students would rather play video games than go to biology class, and they are in luck. A construction company called WowWee recently designed Virtual Cell, a one-of-a-kind activity. SUTV's Delaney Freer has the story.
Yellow submarines have a new meaning on the NDSU campus since the introduction of the Virtual Cell, an interactive online simulation created to help students learn biology.
The idea was to sort of create an exploratory, adventurous kind of space where people could discover the principles of science and solve problems.
Students are shrunk and injected into a plant cell where they can pilot a miniature submarine to explore the cell's structure.
And we are then allowed to fly around inside this enormous space that's filled with organelles like mitochondria and chloroplast.
I probably would have been a little bit more interested in biology if I had that back then. Because, like chemistry, you have all your experiments that you get to do. And in biology, when it comes down to just like cells, I mean, for the most part, you can just maybe see it through a microscope. Like with this, it takes you into an environment that is completely inaccessible.
The Virtual Cell was created due to an interest in replacing older styles of learning with new and more engaging technology.
And they enjoy it more. They tend to want to do it more. They remember it better. They remember it fondly.
Kids nowadays, by the time they get to 21, almost have 10,000 hours of video gaming, which is quite excessive. And what's so addictive about that is, they have instant feedback, they have goals. We've taken the same concept and applied it to an educational format.
This in-game learning has been field tested in high schools with success. Students enjoy discovering biology on their own instead of in a textbook.
Excited noise that sort of comes up in the room as they become very interested in what's going on, and they're looking for each other, and they're looking at things together, and they're describing things to each other.
I mean, every teacher, we've come in contact with is like, this would really be beneficial to us.
The Virtual Cell combines education with the appeal of gaming to today's youth. Delaney Freer reporting, SUTV News.
The Virtual Cell can be applied to any high school and first college-level biology curriculum.
March is National Nutrition Month, and it's time to return to the basics of healthy eating. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics uses this month to provide the public with fundamentals for wellness. The overall pattern of food eaten is the most important factor in any diet. No food is a bad food. It's the amount of certain foods that can cause problems. Everything in moderation is key. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy, lean protein, and low sodium are the ingredients to a balanced diet. The Academy suggests using myplate.gov as an accurate guideline for appropriate servings.
Eat right your way every day. But if you are looking at nutrition labels and you're wondering, how many calories should I be eating when I have a meal, we recommend around 800.
The North Dakota Wheat Commission is hosting its annual Bake and Take all day Saturday, March 23rd. Service groups and individuals are invited to bake fresh loaves of bread to share with friends and family.
Coming up, learn why a simple letter may be the key to finding a job after this week's campus calendar.
Jitters is your home for quality coffee drinks. Whether you crave an espresso, iced coffee, mocha, or macchiato, Jitters has just what you need. Now featuring breakfast foods like caramel rolls, bagels, and more, be sure to get your day started right. Located on 12th Avenue North, Jitters has a friendly, relaxed atmosphere with Wi-Fi capability to get all of your studying done on time. Get your fix, only at Jitters.
Watch SUTV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SUTV News on Cable 1 Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Stop and Go.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter, keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
Welcome back. Earning a diploma is still 6 weeks away, but many NDSU students are beefing up their resumes for the demanding job market.
But there's another document that can be just as important. SUTV's Kayla Reamer tells us more.
With competition always increasing in this job market, letters of recommendation are extremely important to have.
You can humanize yourself. You can make yourself more than just what degrees you've gotten, what numbers you have on scores and things like that. The other thing you're doing with a letter of recommendation is you're taking away the risk from whoever you're applying to.
Not having a letter of recommendation puts you at a disadvantage because the competition will often have them.
I think that anytime a student has prepared themselves for an interview with a high-quality resume, with a supporting letters of recommendation, it communicates to a potential employer that they are organized, that they're serious, and they're mature enough to have their materials readily available for review.
Advisors say to keep in touch with teachers and get to know the people you'd eventually want to write your cover letters.
Really having people to recommend you throughout your career is really not negotiable. It's pretty much essential.
For those who think letters of recommendation are too traditional,
I still believe they're important. I would not hire a faculty member without letters of recommendation and without checking the recommendations. I believe they're vitally important.
Kayla Reamer reporting, SUTV News.
Dr. Meister suggests giving plenty of time to have written your letter, as many teachers have a lot of them to write. The recent airing of the 85th Academy Awards has everyone talking about the best movies to hit theaters this past year.
This week for Sidewalk Stampede, we set out to ask people what they loved about the most popular films of 2012 and 2013.
My favorite movie of the year was Django Unchained because I enjoy Quentin Tarantino as a director and Christoph Waltz as an actor.
Probably have to be The Hobbit. It just continued the amazing, just connectedness of all of Peter Jackson's designs throughout his entire films.
Perks of Being a Wallflower because it was really awesome and it had a great cast and the music was fabulous and it fit the book perfectly like that.
My favorite movie this year was Wreck-It Ralph because it was really adorable and it had good characters and a very good message that even if you're bad, you can still be good and yourself.
I really liked The Dark Knight Rises this summer just because it made me think and how messed up society was, and Anne Hathaway was amazing. She was the best.
Well, I love musicals, so Les Mis was my favorite movie of this past year.
I've heard a lot of good things, but I actually haven't seen it yet. Well, joining us now is our sports anchor, Morgan Lubin.
Yeah, you know, I agree with that one lady, Batman. Got to be one of my favorite superheroes of all time. And coming up in sports, we're going to take a look at the wrestlers who had a chance to make some NDSU history. Stay with us.
Jitters is your home for quality coffee drinks. Whether you crave an espresso, iced coffee, mocha, or macchiato, Jitters has just what you need. Now featuring breakfast foods like caramel rolls, bagels, and more, be sure to get your day started right. Located on 12th Avenue North, Jitters has a friendly, relaxed atmosphere with Wi-Fi capability to get all of your studying done on time. Get your fix, only at Jitters.
Your campus, your news, your sports, your way. SU TV 84. When you're on the go, we're always there. When you need your campus updates, we have them your way. Bison sports updates, campus news. And when you have a second, we're always there. Stay updated, catch highlights. But when you need your biggest news,
This is an SU TV News Update, brought to you by the NDSU Bookstore. This is SU TV News, and it starts now.
your campus station, SU TV 84.
We're Force fans because we love coming to the games. It's very affordable and the whole family enjoys it.
We're Force fans because we enjoy coming to the Force games. It gives us something to do and look forward to every week.
This is Force Hockey.
SU TV News is a production of the Bison Information Network in conjunction with North Dakota State University's Department of Communication Broadcast Program. For more information, go to www.ndsubin.com.
Welcome back. The Bison men's basketball team made it to the College Basketball Invitational Tournament for the second straight season. They would head home after the first round for the second straight year, but not until after a fight till the end. Wednesday's battle against Western Michigan would need overtime. Trayvon Wright scored the last 5 points in regulation to finish off an 11-point comeback for the Bison. In overtime, Lawrence Alexander would sink a 3, and the Bison would hold the lead up until the final seconds when the Broncos made 2 free throws for the victory. NDSU ends the season 24-10 with career-high points for Wright and Taylor Brown's 9th career double-double. 4 Bison wrestlers have a chance to earn NDSU its first Division I era All-America honors. Trent Sprinkle, Stephen Monk, Evan Knutson, and Max Stowell all wrestle at the NCAA Championships this weekend in Iowa. Monk has 50 wins in his last 56 matches, while Sprinkle has 40 wins in his last 47, making them 2 of the hottest wrestlers on the mat entering the championship. Stephen Monk claimed the highest seed of the 4, grabbing the 5th seed. Sprinkle will enter as the 9th seed, while Stowell and Knutson will be unseeded. You can catch the semifinal round Friday night on ESPNU, while ESPN will air the championship matches Saturday night. The Bison men's baseball team is 19 games into their 21-game road trip to start the season. After 2 games being canceled due to snow in Tennessee a few weeks ago, the Bison's first home game against Concordia next week has also been canceled. A bright side of the season is that junior Tim Cowell is picking up right where he left off last season. Through 17 games played, Cowell has a .310 batting average, 2 triples, and 7 doubles. Another star player is pitcher John Straka, who is 3-0 with a 2.
We'll be probably even more successful. I think we have a lot of potential on this team. Got a few younger guys. We lost a lot of veteran guys from last year, but the talent on this team's incredible. And we've showed glimpses of that early on so far, but we just kind of got to maintain a little more consistency.
You can't throw shutouts without the defense. And for our team to win the first 3 Pitcher of the Week's award, you know, Ernst threw really, really well last week to win it, and you know that was exciting to see him. So hopefully we can keep that kind of a streak alive.
The men will begin Summit League play April 5th against South Dakota State before their first home scheduled game April 9th. Lacrosse might not be the first sport you think of when it comes to NDSU, but teams in the Upper Midwest Lacrosse League Division II program has seen and felt the herd the past 2 seasons. The NDSU Bison Lacrosse Club program started in 2005 with athletes that had played before and some who have never touched a stick. That hasn't stopped them from becoming a powerhouse team in the UMLL division. The recent polls have the Bison at the number 6 spot and a favorable contender to win the title.
You know, watching this team come from an unranked Division II program in the UMLC to where we're at now, ranked 6th in the country, it really is something special because I'm one of the few that have been here long enough to see it come from its infancy stage to where we are at now.
We're expecting to go further this year than we went last year. The goal this year is to win nationals. I think that's always the goal, but whether it's the actual reality or not, I think this year is an actual possibility for us, and it just comes down to
the Bison Lacrosse team is 2-0 in the division, playing again Friday, March 22nd at Dakota Field. For more information, head to ndsulacrosse.com. Guys, a little bit of a side note, March Madness kicked underway this week. I personally have Duke. Who do you guys have in your brackets?
I have Kansas going all the way through, and my picks have been doing pretty well, so I'm pretty excited to see what's coming up.
Personally, I picked Indiana. Well, when we return, an important but overlooked skill for college students is celebrated.
More than 400 million people use Facebook to stay connected with family, friends, and colleagues, in addition to the millions of others who use Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Flickr for networking purposes. While Facebook and other social media sites are great tools to help you connect with friends and build networks, you should also be aware of the potential dangers associated with using these tools. So, let's talk tech. First of all, always be mindful of what you and your friends are posting online. Nothing online is private, no matter what security settings a website may boast. Anything posted online stays online. So take time to consider what you and your friends are putting online before you post it. For example, do you want your potential employers or your current boss to see embarrassing pictures that your friends have posted? There is also the question of how much information should you disclose on a social media site. Posting too much personal information could lead to lost job opportunities, harassment, internet stalking, and identity theft. Don't publicize information that the public doesn't need to know. Finally, you should think about who you want to see those things you've posted online. By evaluating the appropriateness of the privacy settings on your social media site, it is recommended that you customize your settings such that only your close friends can see your personal information, such as your home address, email, and phone numbers. Ideally, this information should not even be online. Additionally, social media networks frequently update their security protocols, so be sure to review and update your security settings regularly. With these precautions, you will be well on your way to enjoying a safe and secure social networking experience.
Welcome back. In today's society, there are iPods, laptops, and smartphones that keep people entertained. But this month is celebrating one of the oldest pastimes, reading. This March is National Reading Month, which aims at encouraging people to turn off their TVs or computers and sit down with a good book. There are many benefits to reading, such as reduced stress, increased memory, and an improved vocabulary. Although finding time to read can be hard, many believe it is well worth the effort.
We have, the internet, and we have, all these different forms of entertainment. I mean, it's hard sometimes to sit down and take time for yourself to read, but it really is one of the most soothing and rewarding, things you can do for yourself.
If you are interested in new technology, try using a Kindle or a Nook. They're easy to carry and store multiple books, so you can read whatever you want wherever you go. Thank you for watching this edition of SUTV News.
Be sure to pick up your copy of the Spectrum and check us out on Facebook or Twitter. We leave you now with highlights from the Summit League Tournament.
Have a great night.